Hello, everybody. I think this is going now. It hasn't done the thing it does. It should be fine. Whatever. Um, but yeah, if it doesn't go right now, boom. Okay, cool. So yeah, so how's everybody doing today? Sorry, I am late. Um, I had some things come up that I could not have happen, and here we are. I had to just get my my brekkie. So I'm finishing breakfast right now. At almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's funny, I have a new protein powder. And I can't remember the name of it. I'll get it and tell you guys later. But it's a protein and greens formula. And it is so chalky. It is ridiculously chalky. Um, I mean, just look, like the cup's empty, and that stuff is just like slowly dripping down the sides. Good Lord. This is very, very chalky. But I don't know. I guess it's okay. I just drank it and I'm not dead. So we'll see how that goes. I put some instant coffee, the protein greens powder, a banana, and then frozen mango, strawberry, and pineapple, and coconut water. That seems like a lot of stuff happening in there. So whatever. But yeah, so that was good. Um, I have this painting finished, but I'm almost thinking that if I show it to you, I could get my channel taken away. Because I mean, it's not like Orno Pay Graphic A, but I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody out there with sensibilities that are gonna look at this and think it's really bad. So I don't know if I should show it to you guys. But I really, really like it a lot. And I want to show you some of the prints that I got from some of the artists at the Sawdust Festival as well. And then just some cards and stuff from some of the artists that I didn't get anything from. Adam, what's up, man? How you doing? How are things going? But yeah, so I guess I'll tell you a little bit about this. The Sawdust Art Festival is usually in the summer, and they have it every summer. But I guess they also have this winter festival that they do from the weekend before Thanksgiving, I think, or the weekend after Thanksgiving until the weekend before Christmas. So, doing okay. Things be going. Well, okay is good. But yeah, so the if you want to check out the art festival, it's there for one more weekend. And I'm I'm on the fence with how I feel about it, if I'm honest. Some of the stuff was really cool. Some of the stuff was bizarre. Like I learned a lot about art, I'll say. Um, or what an art festival in Orange County is like. I guess is the I don't know how else to say it. Um, I never really thought about how much art artists make of other IPs in order to make enough money to sustain themselves. So, for instance, like artists painting pictures of Star Wars characters, or no, this is a better one because people make a living on Instagram doing this, but like people doing like charcoal sketches of like Tupac or Taylor Swift or Kobe Bryant or um, whatever famous person is being talked about this week. Do you know what I'm saying? And what I want to let you guys know, like warn you, I guess is the best way to put this, is when you blow up because you did something like that, just know that like 95% of the people, and again, I'm throwing out a ridiculous percentage that I have no way to back up, but just hear me out. A large percentage of those people only like you and are following you because you made a picture of somebody they like. They don't give a shit about your art. They don't care that you know how to do something. They're not impressed with your talent or ability. They don't like your eye. They like that you drew a picture of somebody they like. That's it. And the second you start drawing pictures of other people that they're not interested in, they're not going to like that anymore. So you have to continue to draw pictures of the same person in order to keep that fan base. This is what algorithms and Instagram have done to us. But if you're okay with that, then fucking do it. But what drives me crazy, and like I have a correlation with this with film that I could talk to you guys about in a minute, maybe. I don't know. But like those people who like make these videos on YouTube or make these like stories on Instagram where they're like, how I went from like working a shit job to now being able to support myself with my art in 2024 or whatever the video is called. Okay. If their art is basically them drawing pictures of someone, of like some thing, just know that that is what your job is going to be. If you are someone who wants to create things of your own, if you want to like do whatever, like you're going to have to not do what they did because results will not be the same. Okay. It's almost like someone telling you, hey, if you want to like be in a band that plays every weekend, you got to be in a cover band and play weddings and bar mitzvahs. Okay. Now, is there truth there? Yes, they will work every weekend. But is that really going to like hit that creative like switch? Probably not. It'll hit the performative switch, but not the creative switch. Okay. So you have to decide if just performing is okay with you creatively. You know what I'm saying? And when I said I could talk about this with making films, I started, in order for me to make enough money to make movies that I wanted to make, I had to make movies for other people. Okay. So it would be something where like some actor who can't get a leading role anywhere would come to me and say, hey, I really want to do this movie. Or I want to do a movie. And I'm like, what kind of movie do you want to do? And they'll be like, well, maybe like a horror movie, maybe something with vampires or whatever, like just blah, blah, blah examples. And then I would go, okay. And then over the weekend, I would write the script for whatever movie they're talking about with them as the star. And then they pay for the movie to be made. And then we would make it. I started doing this so much for people that I stopped doing the movies for me because the money was so good, like doing these movies for them. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, it gets to you. And burnout is fucking real, dude. Although I don't know if this is necessarily true, but I feel like the younger generation burnout is different. It seems like it in the sense where let's see, for real, murals of celebrities in popular movies and cartoons are giant percentage of art fests. Finding Tupac and Kobe at Art Fest is like finding Creed CDs at Goodwill. Dude, totally. Totally. And so like, and I think there's a new Squid Game coming out or something like that, or it's already out. So that means there's going to be a ton of Squid Game stuff again. The one thing I did get here, I'll show you this. And I'm not trying to give this guy shit, but this is like what this guy does. He had like hundreds of works there. And I don't know if any of them were not licensed characters. But this was epic for almost the irony of it. Okay, so here we go. This is a Peanuts image. Okay, there's the Peanuts. There's Snoopy, and I think Snoopy's sad. I can't tell. Or maybe he's hiding. I don't know. But he's got like the Shepherd Fairy, Andre the Giant. He's got Banksy on there, and he's got Space Invader on there. And that's awesome. That is so effing cool. Like, and so again, this was what, like 223 out of 500 by Durden. But like every single thing he had was something that was of something else. Like everything from soccer to football to music. Yeah, I don't know, but I just like I love the obey thing. So like I obeyed and purchased like a total little bitch. But I don't know, maybe we'll show more of this in a little bit, like after the 20-minute mark where people actually start rolling in ha numbers. But yeah, so it's the new pop art, but without the self-awareness. Dude, okay, let's talk about self-awareness for a minute. Like seriously. I burnt out for a couple years from 18 to 19, but that's because I felt disconnected from family. I was working in convenience stores and being yelled at from a toothless manager. Never again. Oof, that is tough, dude. Yeah, never again, dude. Up top. I got you. I got you, man. I got you. Yeah, we're going to talk about burnout in a second here. Or we'll get back to burnout. I want to hit that self-awareness thing. Okay, seriously, I've been wanting to talk about this so much lately, but I feel like if I talk about it, it's just going to piss people off. And like I'm so past the stage. I know it's not going to sound like it coming from me, but I'm so past the stage of just talking to piss people off. I'm so tired of it. And like people get so like here's the thing. If I say something and you get upset by something I say, like upset to the point where you want to like yell at me about something or like give a nasty comment about something, doesn't that let you know that what I said probably is a little bit truthful if you're getting so damn defensive over it? Like, there's got to be something in there to where you're like, ooh, yikes, that was a little close to the bone. I don't know how I feel about that. Just come out and say that instead of coming at me about stuff. Like, I don't care. Like, I feel like there are people who do like drama, like YouTube drama stuff, because they get off on the drama. Okay. I get off at yelling about stuff, but then after that, I'm done and I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't want it. Okay. So I feel like I'm like the wrong person to do stuff like that. But so anyway, if I'm sitting here going, okay, all of these people, and like, and I'm not trying to say anything shitty again, but like when you have people, and this is not just like art, like painting. I'm talking about like poetry. I'm talking about like YA novels. I'm talking about music. If you are, and this is awful, but it's the world we live in because everything is digital and instantaneous and image based. If you are good looking, you will get farther in this world. I'm fucking sorry. It's just how it is. And if you're not good looking, fake it. There are tons of people out there who are not good looking who can paint the barn if the barn needs painting. And I'm not just talking females here. Okay. They could doll themselves up or even fall into whatever niche their look might like push people to. And if you own it and own that like look, you will get so much farther. People buy stuff all the time from people, not because they think their art is good, whatever medium we're talking about. They do it because they think if they do, the person who they think is attractive will acknowledge them. And it's sad, but it's true. And like, so these people who do these like videos about like, hey, like a year ago, I was like, you know, like working at a convenience store, getting yelled at with toothless managers, you know? But now everything's great. And you look at them and they're like flawless. And you're like, wow, you've come such a long way. This must have been really difficult for you. After the whirlwind year I had, I finally come to realize that society sucks ass. See, here's the thing. Society does suck ass. And I think what we have to learn how to do now is we have to learn how to like getting our ass sucked. And then maybe if we like that, we could at least accept society the way they are and still do us the way we do us, and everything will work out well. So anyway, just the when I'm talking about the self-awareness is that the people who are like flawless, let's say, okay, they act like that has nothing to do with the fact that they are successful now. And it's fucking shocking. And I don't know if like they really don't know it, or if they know if they say it, they'll get called out. You know what I mean? But it's just like, come on, guys. Like, we all like pretty shit. Let's just like deal with it. Even if the pretty shit you like isn't the same pretty shit that somebody else likes, we're all into pretty shit. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Lay into it. I have a friend who says she's more likely to trust people if they're physically unattractive. I don't think that's a good way to think, but I can't say that I'm not flattered by his trust in me or trust. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like you should probably say ouch. Like, wow. No, there's a lot to be said about that, like honestly. And her saying that like that probably tells you that there's been a lot of pain and a lot of, I don't want to say trauma, but shit that's happened in her life based on how some person looked or some people looked. And so now she puts that on everybody. And that's not nice. That's not fun, you know? But it's kind of the same thing where, like, if, I don't know, like, let's say you're at the grocery store or next time you're at the store, like, think about this. Okay. Look at the people who are the people doing the check stands. Okay. And look at which person you would rather be in line, like having them help you, which person you would rather have help you. Is that how you say words? I don't know. And then kind of go with it like that and see if it's legit, you know? but it's just one of those things I have seen. And it really, it, it cracks me up, but at the same time, I feel like it's something we're not supposed to talk about because of how like fragile everybody is about not shaming someone's looks and finding beauty in everything. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But to pretend that, like, I don't know, thousands of years of human nature never existed is just like it's kind of silly. So there's that. Um Going back to burnout, um I think the burnout is different with the younger generations of people. And I feel like, and again, this is just man observing from afar. I think younger generation people, it's easier for them to talk about the burnout that's about to happen before it happens. And younger generations are usually more self aware about this, or at least aware that they're allowed to speak of it before it becomes too big of an issue. Whereas older generation people, I still feel like there's a lot of stigma with them talking about like being worried about burnout. So it's kind of I don't know. I appreciate it. I appreciate the openness that people seem to have now. That's all I was going to say about that. So we'll do a quick glance at the new painting. So there, you if you go back and pause that, I guess you could do that if you want. But yeah, I don't know. I think just like that flash was enough to like send me somewhere. Like I didn't think I showed it that long, and I saw it clear as day. So, but yeah, no, I really like it though. I think it came out good, and I think yellow ochre is my new favorite color. Um, I absolutely love how it looks. So nice. So that's cool. And I'm getting back into more collagey shit, which is fun. I have an idea for something I'm going to do next. And I'm pretty stoked about it. As far as writing goes, I feel like I've been really killing it with a lot of the poems I've been writing lately. And I want to do more on here about the art I'm doing, whether it's poetry or music or um, just like painting in general and stuff. But I haven't really found that balance yet. I keep getting close to it, but then I like want to run my mouth about something. And then I have all of these like 3 months worth of like vlogging kind of things that I haven't done. Oh, but I will say this. In one of the member streams I had, some of the members told me that they didn't like something I was doing. So I'm going to stop doing it. So I'm going to throw this out to you guys now. Um, I was told that when things play fast, people don't like it and they stop watching when things play fast on my videos. And so I wanted to explain what that is because it came up in the conversation that we were talking about three different things. So when I speed a video up and the sound is normal, that's not an issue. So it's not that the video is sped up, it's that the audio is sped up. When the audio is sped up, it's usually only sped up because there is a song playing in the background of wherever I am. And if I put that up, I will get these strikes that YouTube puts on things that drive me effing crazy. And sometimes, even if I speed up the thing, they still hear it. And the only way they don't is if I speed it up and then play it backwards. And that's the thing that freaks people out and they don't like it. So when you hear it and it's like, that's what people don't like. So, with that said, I'm going to stop doing that since I've had like members tell me they don't like it. Is there anything I do? Why not just cut those sections entirely? Because a lot of times, if I'm out vlogging and I'm trying to like show things that I'm doing, and there's like music playing everywhere. So a lot of times, and then there's sometimes when I think like I don't even notice there's music playing and I don't notice it until I'm editing the video. And then I'm like, oh shit, there's all this fucking music playing. So I mean, I guess I can just cut all that stuff out altogether. But if I cut it all out, I mean, I don't know. That's the thing because like I started doing more of the vlogging things when people told me that they liked seeing what life in LA was like and they liked the watching me go places and stuff like that. So, I mean, I guess I could, and then I don't know what would I do then. Say, because like the other thing was, I was like, should I just like take the audio off of it and do a voiceover on it? Like, what would be um, a better thing, or should I just go, oh, there's music playing here in real life, so I cannot shoot this? And then just go somewhere else and then get on camera and go, hey, you guys missed it. There was this thing over here. It was really cool, but I can't show it to you because there was music playing. But yeah. So um I don't know. Like I think I never thought it was weird because I love like kind of like weird carnival sounding things. And backwards music to me always had like a whimsy to it to me, but maybe that's like a I'm a weird guy thing. I never thought of it before, but that that probably why I see so many voiceovers. Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking. But like if the videos you watch, you see a lot of voiceovers on things where people are out doing stuff, that is probably exactly it. Cuz like I try to do things like where you could take the background audio out of a video and that works sometimes. But if the song gets like a loud part or hits like a high note, and when the note comes in, the note will peak and will be in the audio, and then it's a thing that fades. So if it peaks on like the chorus, and then you could hear the words after that, you still get binged. Backwards music has more of a listening to records backwards to find satanic messages vibe to them. I appreciate your videos on confidence building for creatives. For some creative types, being an emotional train wreck is a trade off. I hear you. And yeah, I think voiceovers would work. Okay. Hmm. Confidence building for creatives. I never thought of those words in that order before. Confidence building for creatives. Yeah, I went to that church group thing too and listened to all of them. Confidence building for creatives. That is a very nice way of putting that. Hmm. It's funny because like I feel like I do certain things and then um you can have it. I don't post about things like that. No, it's just funny to hear people describe what I do for them, to describe what my videos are like. Because I'm like, oh, publishing advice, writing tips. Like That hurts so bad. Why did I do that? But yeah, so it's like I don't know like the things that I'm doing. I just do the things, right? And then when I hear people point out how they see it, it it's really eye-opening. It makes me think like, "Oh, this is what I've been doing this whole time. Maybe I should like kind of lay into that a little bit." Create confidence building for creatives. That was very interesting. Oh wait, I have coffee and it's probably cold now. Damn it. Oh, my tan's almost gone. Don't launch a get rich quick scheme off of this. Oh, if anyone's going to follow me, like it would not be a get rich quick thing. It would be uh, I don't know, become mildly comfortable slowly scheme. Um, yeah, that would be mildly comfortable. No, I think it's only mildly comfortable for me because I've been doing this for so long, but I think most other people would see how I live as constantly terrifying instead of moderately comfortable. Hmm. Yeah, for real. Okay. I was going to show you this other painting I got. There was this guy who he was actually kind of hysterical. Like he like came up and started talking, but he did the whole comfortably mild by Beige Floyd. Constantly terrifying describes my finances. There you go. Then like you're in the right place, dude. You're in the right place. So this guy, John Lucerno, Lucero, Lucero, John Lucero, loosearrow3d.com. Here, I will put that up there for you guys to look at if you want to hit him up. Okay. So he did the whole like artist statement. He just like walked up and started doing the artist statement thing to me. That I have not been able to figure out because it seems odd. But being at a place where I saw somebody do it in real time was just absolutely amazing. Like I was looking at a painting and he walked up and he's like, I had a dream that all the silhouettes I saw had sunsets in them. And then he just kept talking about stuff and then started showing me paintings. And I was like, oh my God, that's how you do that. He just did it. And I was just shocked. I was like, oh my God, you've seen the same videos I've seen. You know how to do this, but he's been doing this for years and years and years. But I loved how like we have like and again, this is in plastic, so it's probably pretty hard. But like the ground, the water at sunset with the silhouettes of the trees, and then once you break into the night sky, the night becomes the silhouette and the trees become like what the sunset behind it would have been. I just really dug that. And I thought that was really cool. And he has one of these for downtown LA and he has one of these for Joshua Tree. And I want all of them. But and like he was selling the prints for 35 and he had the originals of these too for like 250 or something like that. I think one of them was actually like 450. But it was like it's a cool idea. The other thing is about his paintings, under a black light, they look amazing. And a lot of his paintings also have glow in the dark elements to it. So when you turn the lights out, like there's something else there doing something else. So it was just really cool. And, oh yeah, and he had 3D glasses. So like there were some of his paintings that if you wear 3D glasses, you have this different effect and all this other shit. And that was awesome. That was like he had some really cool like jellyfish, some mermaids, um, some shit that was just like fucking awesome. I really dug it. And then he had some other paintings that were like just like these long lines. And those were amazing. But like it's not like they were hidden, but they were like away from everything else. And like you wouldn't see it unless you were like looking for it. Um, but he was a really cool guy, down to earth, the whole thing. This dude I didn't talk to, the guy who did the thing with all the stuff, didn't talk to him about anything. But I did want to show you this woman's stuff. um, sorry. Suzanne Graham art. I'm not a huge fan of her color choices on everything, but a lot of the things she did look really cool. Like that one I really like. But I'm trying to see if she has one on here that I no, she doesn't have them in here. But yeah, so here's some examples of her stuff. And I don't think these are her best pieces at all. She had this one that looked so much like what's his name? Miro? Is it the first name is with a J, I think. Oh, but like it was three pieces in one frame that looked it was just I was like seriously like going if I had the money to spend on this, I would oh, I don't have any pictures of it. I do think I have video. So there will be a video of me at the Sawdust Festival and you'll see some of this stuff. Um but she had a couple other really cool pieces, but what she does on her big abstract paintings like this is that she does a big resin coat over the top of them and it gives them like a lot of depth, but it also makes them look like a really cool tabletop. And like so a lot of her paintings I just wanted to screw legs onto the bottom of and like just like draw on a table. But like they're paintings and you hang them up, the whole thing. But yeah, and there she is. But just all these things you're supposed to do as an artist. I honestly think if more creatives did things that artists do, that it would help them out a lot, like authors especially and poets. If we did the whole like artist statement, like what our background is, tell us a little bit about yourself bullshit that I'm sure in academia like you're told to do that anyway, but I feel like artists really go hard because like at that this thing I was at, like every single art place I went into, they had like things like this. They had business cards, they had mission statements or artist statements on the wall. Like it was just very much like here, like if my art doesn't grab you, maybe this catchy slogan will, kind of thing, you know. Let me see. Yeah, John Lucero is the name of that 3D guy if you want to check him out. Wait, did she have a website on here? Oh, so there's Suzanne stuff. And I'm telling you, like seeing the resin stuff in person, it's like this does not do justice to what that actually looks like, just so you guys know. Oh my god, I suck at artist statements. I thought making visual art meant you didn't have to do so much talking. Dude, it's really hard, and I just applied for this thing, and I had to do something like that, and I didn't really know what it was supposed to be, and so I tried to, like, kind of bullshit my way through it. I'm like, "Look, this is the deal." And I did the whole fucking spiel like that. So dumb. um Okay, so remember how I was talking to you about doing stuff that is other people's IPs? This is this guy's business card. The guy who did that card I showed you a second ago. So he doesn't mind doing a bunch of stuff like that. And that's cool if you're down doing that. Um Now this one, M Lance Designs. Okay. Michelle Lance. Um she had probably the most kind of insane giant piece of abstract art that was there. It was effing huge. And again, I think I have video of this. I'm not 100%. I can't remember where I turned my camera off. A lot of people were getting really snippy about having a camera around their stuff. Um, but anyway, it was just this big, giant red canvas that was like probably the size of a wall, like floor to ceiling wall. Okay. And it was really wide. And it was red, had a bunch of different shades of red on it. Had a piece of, I guess, red silk kind of bunched up and like fucked up all over it, and had paint on that. And then there was like a little bit of gold splatter. Okay. And then there was like some like some sort of characters, like I couldn't tell if it was like kanji or what, on the little bottom down here, and then way up top on the other side, way up here, like two like little things up there. And like it was so funny because like someone was like asking her about it, like, "Oh, what's the name of this piece?" And she said something, and then she's like, "Well, I think she said that's Chinese." Well, French, really. And I was like, "What?" So first she said like the name was Chinese, but really French. So I don't know of any French words that sound Chinese or anything. She didn't do a good job of selling me as to what the fuck she was talking about, but that's fine. But then like I was standing around looking at it, and then she did this thing. And I don't know, hang on guys, I'm like all up in your grill right now. I don't know if she was being legit or not, but it just seemed so phony. Okay. So I'm sitting there staring at this painting in her little booth. And then she goes, I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, okay, for dramatic effect. She's like, "You have to be out of your mind if you think you could have my work for less than $1,000. Uh huh. Yeah. And she's like talking like she's on a phone conversation, but she's holding her phone like this. And I'm like, well, if she has earbuds in, she wouldn't be talking into the butt of her phone. So why is she like who is she responding to? And she's like, she kept saying like certain like 1,000, 2,000, 4,000. Like she kept saying numbers, but like dollars. And it was just like, I'm like, she knows I know she's not talking to somebody, right? Like she's not like hearing someone responding to her. It was just like the weirdest fucking thing in the world. My poetry statement. If you like science fiction and Chaucer, I am your poet. And that's actually a very hard statement. Like, I am your poet. That is definitive. I feel like most of the people who watch my channel, even though we were just talking about confidence building, we would be like, if that's the kind of stuff you're into, I may be someone that you might like. We need to be more definitive, guys. That's the most LA thing I've heard. The funny thing about it is I was in Orange County, like, which, I mean, it's not like it's like 45 minutes out of LA, but it's not technically LA. But yeah, it was, dude, I don't know if it was like being around all that sawdust, but my allergies have been absolutely garbage ever since yesterday. Oh man. But yeah, so but is that a thing? Like, if you have earbuds in, do you still talk into the butt of your phone? Like, do you still do this? Or do you think it was just habit and she was really on the phone with somebody? And she's just like, oh, out of habit. Because I felt like she was doing it to let me know like what the price range for her pieces are. Because the other thing that was weird is that every other booth I was at, they had prices on their paintings. And this was the only booth that did not have prices on her paintings. I actually do talk into the phone even with headphones on. Then maybe she was actually on the phone. I thought she was like, I thought she was trying to let me know what the prices of her pieces were without having to talk to me and without like me having to ask her. Because she was also not right next to me and was like talking quite loud for like me not engaging. You know, I don't know. It was one of those weird fucking things. But yeah. But I will say, this dude had more people at his booth than anyone I saw in the whole thing. Like, people were buying tons of his stuff. So if you guys want to sell a lot of stuff, Star Wars, knock it out. There was this one girl who was there, and I wish I would have got something from her. I didn't think to do it. But she did all of these like beach landscapes. And it was like beach landscapes with stormtroopers holding surfboards, or a beach landscape with like the Death Star like in the distance, or a Star Destroyer like flying in. And it was cool. Like, I wouldn't get any of that, but you know, like, whatever, somebody would. It's fascinating to me that as the price of artwork increases, the quality decreases. Like blank canvases selling for millions of dollars. You, of all people, should know the importance of selling the blank space, poet. Let me tell you something. And honestly, from my limited knowledge of art, modern art, again, from my modern art talk, modern art went to, I think, like 1978, let's say. The year I was born is when modern art ended and contemporary art starts. Man, this is driving me crazy. And right before, I would say right before neo-expressionism became a big thing, minimalist art and conceptual art, and then minimalist art kind of took over. That was like the real popular kind of shit. So like in the 70s, there was a lot of like just blank pieces of stuff, you know? And I feel like neo-expressionism tried to make that not a thing. and put as much as possible into a painting as like a direct attack as to what that is. You know, like, oh, you don't want anything on your painting? I'm going to put everything on my painting and more. You know what I'm saying? So there's still minimalist stuff out there, and there's still people who love minimalism. Oh shit, sorry. There's a lot of minimalism stuff I really, really like a lot. Um, but I don't know. I think for the most part, again, from what I've seen, most of the minimalist art that people are buying a lot of seems to be a lot of that print on demand stuff that you could get to decorate your house with. Whereas, like, minimalist art. Oh, dude, she was, I think, selling that piece for like $30,000. Like, if I'm being real, like it was a huge piece, and she was like kind of going through a list of numbers, like just out loud, but doing it as if she was having a conversation. It was quite bizarre. Damn. Yeah, dude. It's one thing when you like go, oh, I could sell this painting for X amount of dollars, or I could sell 7,000 chapbooks. Like, what's the better deal here? What's the better use of my time? Yeah. But no. But back to art history from the guy who knows nothing. Deep in the Reads is probably going like this. Every time I open my mouth about anything, Deep in the Reads is probably like, oh God, oh, this guy. Why is he talking? but um, but no, like when I, it's weird because like if your entire scope of art is what you see on Instagram and like people you follow and ads you get from Instagram, your view of the art world is going to be very skewed as what I think the art world is really like. But what I will tell you, since I've been following a lot of art on Instagram and stuff like that, I have noticed that different parts of the world, and specifically America, kind of excel in different things. And um, so a good example of this is the abstract art I've been seeing online that's coming out of Texas is really good and really strong. And I don't know what it is about like Texas. What is happening? Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I can't lift my thumb up. Oh, that was the weirdest thing that's ever happened. It wasn't even a cramp. It was just like the muscle got tight and was like, nope, you're not going anywhere. Oh, there was a little pop. That was nice. I remember when I first stumbled upon Insta poetry, my first thought was, how is this so popular when it's so shallow? Okay, now I'm going to give you a little bit there. Like, yes, Insta poetry, I think, was very shallow. But again, I don't think Insta poetry was popular because of the poetry. I think it was popular because of what was said under the poetry, like in the comments down below. Because, like, if you like just go on Rupi Kaur's Instagram and like go through her stuff, when she would put up her little like whatever, I'll make it Insta poem right now. Um, my heart feels like milk and hurts like doves. That was probably way more thought out than most people's most people's Insta poetry. But if you then like read the what is said underneath it, she would say something like Dove's milk chocolate. There you go. I'm just like hungry. That's what it is. I need some sugar. But when you read under the picture, it'll say, "Hey, I know some of you have felt neglected and felt like betrayed by people that you gave a lot to in your life." And she would say stuff like that and like go, but just know that you are worth it. You are important. And then, oh, motherfucker gets a heart. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about the picture. And I feel like this might be one of those things between men and women where guys are just like so visually stimulated. They just look at pictures and go. Whereas I've noticed a lot of women will, at least in the posts I've seen, women write a lot more under the posts than men do. Like the guys I follow are just like, here's a post, and it'll say, I did this or something, or like, huh, emojis. And then a girl would say, like, hey everybody, this is how I'm feeling right now. This week has been like this. It's had its ups and it's had its downs. And it just like goes on and on and on and on and on. Anyway, so that's just a little soapbox for you there. But anyway, so there are like little pockets of things that I see are really cool. And I do see, and a lot of this has to do with galleries that are in these places, that the galleries are promoting a certain type of art, because if the gallery curator likes a certain thing, that's what they push. So that's what a lot of the stuff gets in there. Because a lot of the stuff I've seen around here, I'm not that into. And it's really bumming me out, because one of the things that you're supposed to do as an artist is to go to galleries and hobnob and talk. And I don't want to go to a gallery to hobnob and talk if I hate the fucking paintings there, or I'm just not into it. It's not for me. Because then someone's like, oh, what'd you think? Ooh, that's not going to fucking endear me to anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the last fucking thing you should do. I don't know. Somebody help me. Throw me a bone. Help me. I mean, I accept others for what they write, but the quality of the poems makes me feel more neglected than anything else. Oh, yeah, I get you. And I think that's kind of the worst thing in the world. And if you know someone who's talked about this, leave it in the chat, because the only person I've ever read who does this is Bukowski, where he writes about how strange it is to him that poets seem to be the people that the lonely and the disheartened and the downtrodden look to for help. They look to poets for advice. They look to poets to save them, to throw them a lifeline to this stuff. Whereas the only reason why poets write the things that they write is because they too are looking for that from someone. They're hoping that by throwing their poem out there, that the lifeline will come to it. Meanwhile, I'm a hermit poet. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's the whole thing. Like, so the it's not, what is that? It's not irony. I guess it's a catch-22. I don't know. Like, what's the thing here? Like, people look to poets for this help, but the poet is also searching for help. That's why he's writing the poem in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that cracks me up. So funny. So yeah, so there was one, I saw it today actually. There was one, and I'm not going to be able to find it. There was one gallery that had a exhibition going on that looked actually like something I was interested in, and it closed yesterday, and I just got the ad for it on Instagram today. So congrats, Instagram, you're killing it. But I don't know, it was kind of cool. It was like, the way it was painted was very bizarre to me. But the other thing that I'm noticing a lot more now is frames, because I realize I've never thought about frames on anything that I do. And so I'm very conscious of frames now. And this guy who had this show at this gallery had all of these paintings that had a bunch of different kind of green tones, which again, I don't like green in paintings for some reason. Like the green has to be a certain way. Like I just will not like it other ways, whatever. But he had these beautiful walnut frames, like very sleek walnut frames on with the gold or the green paint, and it looked so good. And I was like, "Oh my god, like that's the art." Finding a frame that makes green paint look good. Are you joking me? I was like totally geeked out on it and I liked it, but I'm probably not going to be able to find it again. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, we are going to take a quick break because I have to get rid of my protein shake and that cup of coffee. Okay. So we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't go nowhere, guys. We will be right back. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you guys are still here. That's so nice. Thank you for staying. I just had to go see a man about a horse. It's fine. Yeah. So again, this is that painting. Do you guys like this? Like I'm looking at it now and it looks okay. I like it. But man, when I was there yesterday, this thing was like just screaming at me. Well, I don't know that you specifically are there, but I know the same number of people who were here before I left are here now. The painting is cool, like a sunset and nightmare inverted. Yeah, it's like Stranger Things, Palm Tree Edition. Like, um, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It like really like blew my mind yesterday. But anyway, um, but yeah, some of the stuff that I really liked, like if where did she go? Like that Suzanne Graham. Oh, you know what? I did take a couple pictures of things, and like if they knew I took pictures, they would be so mad. Let me see if I could find it. Because there was this one thing that. Okay, check this out. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to tell that that's what this is. So this is a mosaic, and the guy was there cutting the glass and making that. Um, and that's a really good job. But it's just it, man. Like I don't know, like look at that. He was like making them as like people were sitting there talking to him. But it's just it looks so good. But he's selling that for $5,000. And it wouldn't be a party unless there was a Campbell soup can. Oh my god. Oh, but yeah, this trash can, this is my favorite piece of art with the whole thing. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. 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 That was good. Um, and I got tacos. I got a mahi taco, a lobster taco, and a swordfish taco. And they were all mid. And that's me being fucking generous. Just saying. But yeah, so it was a cool thing. But yeah, dude, he was selling that thing for $5,000, dude. I can't see how much the soup can is on there. But anyway, yeah. So that was that. Ooh, fish tacos. Oh, dude, fish tacos are the jam. I feel like I'm in the wrong profession. What, you want to start selling fish tacos? Can you make a good fish taco? Let me see. Deep in the Reed says, get it out of the plastic and it'll look nicer. And yeah, I like it. Reminds me of the way the walls are painted in that scene in Scarface where he kills his boss. Yeah, the plastic is the plastic for sure. No, I need to be an artist, not a poet. You can do stuff, right? Like you are an artist, right? I almost remember you saying that you draw or something like that, if I recall. Just do it. Do what you want to do. I'm wanting to do more of painting and then like writing my poetry on top of the painting. I think that's going to be like the next kind of progression into what I do. But my penmanship is awful because on a lot of paintings like this one here too that you can't even see, I wrote a bunch of things on it before I started painting to kind of put that energy into the painting. And I was like, should I leave this on here? And I'm like, no one is going to be able to read this. I write like a angry 3-year-old. So I play guitar and music. I tried artwork 8 years ago. I used the philosophy of what comes to mind. I resorted to using shapes off of Microsoft Paint and drawing lines for no reason. You know what though? Adam does amazing. I love Adam Crawford's covers that he does for his poetry books, his poetry audiobooks that I think he does them in paint. I think they look great. Um Maybe that is something that you could be useful to you, like doing something for no reason and just seeing where it takes you and just let that be. There's some power in that. Do that and check it out. Yeah, anyway, it is cool. But that's another thing too. I need to do prints. And all this other crap. And I have been going back and forth because I so want to do it on a site that does everything for you, where it's like a print on demand thing and you just walk away and it's great and blah. But the legitimate art world frowns upon that. And I completely understand why. And it's annoying, but it's legit. It's the whole making something special as opposed to just making something for anybody. Like it loses a lot of its significance as soon as Um, it's not signed, it's not numbered, it's not whatever. There is no legitimate art world, only gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying, right? Talk to me about that. Because here's the thing, from what I've seen, the people who like are able to make a living just from their art do things a certain way, whereas the people who just sell massive amounts of smaller things tend to do okay, but really the only people making money on that are the sites that do the print on demand stuff. Because if let me say it like this. Yes, I do, but you can't let that highbrow shit discourage you. No, 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 no. I want to get in there and discourage highbrow shit. Like that's the thing. I want to be the discourager. Um it's like I want to I would love to be able to do the print on demand stuff, but I know that doing it myself, doing like limited edition print runs and then me like doing the mailing out and doing all the selling and all that stuff will be more beneficial to me, but it's so much time and it's so much work. It's just like that's the part that like really because I would love that eventually get some stuff of mine into high-end places so people could sell it for high-end prices and give me like a percentage of the high-end price. Bring it on. Like I love it. I will say that it's hard to sell poetry because poetry readers tend to be poets themselves or idiots. Yes, I feel like an idiot. Yes, and again, going back to one of the like main rules of everything, you don't ever want to have a fan base that is just the thing you are. So, like if you're a musician and like the only people who are your fans tend to be other musicians, that's bad. If you're if you make I don't know what's a good fucking example of this. But like even when I was just writing like novels and shit, like if your fan base is just people who write novels, when your books come out, you're not going to sell that many. You know, if poets are the only people reading your poetry, that's a limited fucking number. That is a definite, there's a cap on that number. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. You have to appeal to a broader audience. You have to appeal to Rupi Kaur's fan base, you know? And Rupi Kaur got that fan base because she like wasn't looking for poets. She was looking for damaged people who needed to be told that everything was going to be okay. That's who she was writing for. And here's the thing, like she was mainly writing for herself. And then like all the things that she said in the even below the poem thing was just something she had to tell herself to get through the day. But that resonated with people, you know? So you got to find out what message you need to hear and then start telling that to other people like they need to hear it. I feel like that's what everything is. I feel like that's why every therapist is a complete fucking whack job. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they get into being a therapist because they needed to work on themselves, but it feels nicer to work on other people. Wow. This just got deep, guys. We're getting deep in the reeds here. You get me? Oh my gosh. Let me see here. I didn't turn off my thing yet. Anyway, so that's my soapbox. Yeah, I'm developing a creative identity for next year. I've been going to therapy since August because my life felt screwed. Are you feeling better now? And when you say a creative identity, like, why do you have to say it like that? Like, what do you feel like it's not who you are and it's like a phony persona? Are you going to be a phony baloney? Tell me more. I like the phony baloney talk. I mean, we're all a little phony baloney. I think I try to wear my heart on my sleeve more than I should, but yeah, like I have to phony baloney it sometimes, or else I would just be like this in here. Oh my god. Um, so I did this video the other day that was what would you call it? Like it put a title on it. I really don't like the title, but I couldn't think of what else to say. I was trying to talk about this theory I have. And before I got there, I was talking about why I was making the video, and why I was making the video was such a good lesson that I left it at that and then just said, fuck it. Like, this is going to be what the video is right now. So, tomorrow, the first half of the theory is going to come out. But the thing is that that first half of the theory is something I've already talked about before on here. But the second half of the theory is like the like real like pseudoscience kind of shit. That's like, I don't know. This hypothesis seems very weak. So, so Tuesday's video, I need you guys to tell me what you think, if you think I'm full of shit or not, because I'm on the fence. It's something I'm working out. I don't know if it's necessarily true, but I'm working it out. Yes, I've been feeling better. My creative identity feels more like myself. That's awesome. But I had a hard time finding a way to present it visually, which I'm working on. Oh, can you elaborate on that? Like presenting it visually? Like, do you mean presenting it like on camera or like in photos? Or do you mean like visually, like words on a page? Like, what do you mean by that? I'm telling you, go to a tanning place, dude. Just get a tan. Go in and say, I mean, you live in where you live, I would say hit the bed before getting the spray, but that's just me. That's just me talking out my A right now. But man, I'm telling you, a good tan goes a long way. Makes you feel good. It's like I don't need no fucking serotonin. What are you talking about? I just got some D. Don't say it like that. Wow, you look great. What happened to you? I got a bunch of D. Camera, like wearing a costume mask. Oh, you're gonna wear a costume and a mask? Or do you mean like a metaphoric costume and mask? Because I've done that too. I've been there. I have been there. Okay. I spelt all of those words wrong. Okay. So yeah. So the theory is going to be kind of shaky. And so I need help on that. Other stuff that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Oh, as far as Anarchy Crew stuff goes, next week we're not going to do the writing Zoom because it's Christmas Eve. So we're not going to do that. That's next week, right? Or is that the following week? I think it's the following week. Next week is not Christmas Eve, the following week. So this Tuesday, we're going to do the writing Zoom. The following Tuesday, we are not. Let's see. I started going to therapy because I was working with students who had emotional regulation struggles. And I realized about 4 months in that I had the same problems and was like, ooh, what is emotional regulation? I don't know what that is. Is that just like regulating your emotions when talking to somebody or just in general, like how you would regulate your emotions? That's quite interesting. Mm. So, but deep in the reads, I want to hear your artist statement since you are so good at writing something because you're an artist. Remember? Oh shit. Yeah. And that's another thing. I'm like, do I need to get another? Because like the last thing I want to do is have another fucking Instagram account. Do I need to get? Yeah, totally email it to me, and I'll email you my awful one that was just like I can't remember what it was. It was something like I'm like, dude, I just do what I want to do, and I've always done it, and I'm always gonna do it. Like blah blah blah. It was so condescending and shit. I'm like, I don't need you. I don't need this. I'm like, just do the thing. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, none of this is working. This is not how you do this. But I really don't want to do another Instagram page. But I feel like I have so much stuff on my Instagram that as far as algorithmically speaking, it's difficult. And which is why I hate doing different stuff on YouTube because every time I do something different on YouTube, like it like fucks me and like I lose a bunch of subscribers, I lose watch time. I'll send you one for my solo show next year. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do it. That's funny. But I don't know. I just wish I could merge everything properly. Meaning like cuz like I've done my own art for my book covers for years. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like my art has not gone hand in hand with a lot of the stuff I do. You know what I'm saying? Like even when I had somebody else do the art, I Damien Hirst it, I Warholed it. I was like stick figure drawing. This is what I want the cover to look like. I want it to be like this, do this. And then they would send it back to me and I'd go, that's too big, that's too little, move this over a little bit. Nightmare. Um like being upset at a slight change in surroundings, rejection, anxiety, stupid things. There's a lot more to it, but it was work related. I have that. I need to talk to my therapist about that. I did not even know that was a thing. But yeah, my anxiety, especially anxiety and fear, through the roof on some weird little change for like, no, it's not even that big of a deal. And it will like not only set me off, but it will ruin me for hours. Like I will be in this completely stupid state that I don't have to be in. And it's like not only like an overreaction, but just like a and I don't even like saying overreaction to me because that makes me sound like I'm not validating my feelings. But at the end of the day, it's like you did not need to do that. Like, oh, so somebody like gave you a dirty look when you were driving, and now for the next 6 hours, you're gonna be like hurt because some stranger gave you a look you didn't like. What the fuck? But that's me. I do that all the time. I can't shake that stuff. It's really bad. And I actually had a situation like that this morning where um, somebody was talking to me in a way that I didn't like. And like my anxiety just like went through the roof. And I had to have another friend of mine talk me down to where I could talk to the person and let them know how they made me feel. Horrendous. Nightmare stuff there. Oh my God, I just want to do stuff with this painting. I really love this painting. And I love the colors I used on it. And I usually hate when I use more than one color on something. Ugh. And this one, the blue's not dry yet, so I can't finish it, and it's driving me crazy. It's like, dry blue. What's wrong with you? I'm so close to being done with that. I just need that blue to dry so I could do stuff on that blue. And once that's done, I'm going to write a couple things on it, and then it's done. I cannot wait for that to be done. Because once that's done, then I get to wait 6 months for the oil to dry, so then I can put a varnish on it. So excited. But this one's all acrylic. This one here that I can't show you, it's all acrylic. So I could varnish this one right now if I wanted to. I really like how that came out. Although, for those of you who were asking me about this, okay, I'm going to have to show this to you. Hang on. Ooh. Oh, because I haven't edited the video of my paint haul that I got. I went and got a bunch of new paints. Let me see. Are you sure you have to? Dude, tell me how long I have to wait. Because, like, I've been told that. I looked it up and it said that. And then when I was at the art store, I was asking the lady I was buying the paints from, and she's like, yeah, you should wait 6 months before you varnish oil. You know, even some acrylics, if you're using a heavy bodied acrylic, you're going to need to wait a little bit before you varnish that. But tell me what you think. Okay, so anyway, so I like the Magnum Sharpie. And I've been doing this on a lot of my pieces. But I've been doing this with oil paints. And because Sharpies are alcohol based, and oils are oil based, at least this is what the woman said at the art store. She said, when I go to varnish this, there's only certain varnishes you could use with oil. And if you are using that kind of varnish, it's going to make your alcohol based things run like the second you put it on there. So I don't know if this is true. This is what she said. And she even said, she's like, I don't know, but I know there's an order in which you have to put things down when you're painting. And if you're using oil, you should not use alcohol at all, period. So she's like, you should be using something like this, or like what is it? Paca stick. This is a Lyra thing. It's a water-based paint marker. It does not stay across. So like this is what the Magnum Sharpie tip looks like. Okay. That thing's huge. Like you just go, and when you put a line out, it is a full, thick, beautiful line. Okay. Love it, love it, love it. When you use the Lyra stick, let's see. It's paint. Okay. And there's a different color paint on there already because I did it over some wet paint. Can I get that off of there? Yeah, that'll come off. But this does not go evenly at all. And on this painting here, there's a bunch of places where it like went in and went out, and then it ran, and then I shook it, and a bunch like shot out of it and like went on my painting, which I ended up liking because I needed something like that on there anyway. I've never used oil paint, so I don't know. Oh, wow. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I know that it takes forever to dry, and that drives me crazy because I'm the most impatient person in the world, which is why I like using acrylics. But acrylics don't give you the same richness and texture that oils do. But I have heard that if you get a really thick bodied, like real fatty acrylic paint, that you could get sort of the same texture, but then you also, it has a longer dry time. So it's almost like oil. So at that point, I would just rather use oil. Um, but that's just me. So I don't know. Um, but I don't know. I'm trying to think. So I got a bunch new, I got heavier bodied acrylics and used it on this. And I like it, but I don't love all of it. But it is a little thicker. You could see brush strokes better in it than the other acrylic stuff I was using. But I got a whole new oil set because I'm out of everything now. But I also got a bunch of the oil sticks, a bunch of different colors of oil stick. And I love that, but I don't love all the colors. But the way color stick sets are set up, it's like, here's a color that you want, and here's a couple other colors that you don't really want, but we make them and we don't really sell a lot of them. So now they're in this set. But there's other colors that I would love to get a stick of, but they're like anywhere from like 15 to like $50 per stick. So yeah, I don't want it to that much. But yeah, so there will be a video coming up soon of my haul of the stuff I got at the paint store. At the paint store, paint store. Oh yeah. But God, I cannot wait to finish this one. Oh, it's driving me absolutely bonkers that I can't finish that. I look at it every day and I go up and I go like this. And then I look at my finger, and if my finger's blue, that means it ain't dry. And then I get mad. And then I'm like, I guess I got to work on something else. So then I end up doing that. And yeah. Dun, 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 bell. Dun, 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 biv. Dun, 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 dun. But I guess I will start filming me varnishing stuff or putting a finish on stuff because I'm terrified to do that. I've never done it before. But I got a can of stuff that should handle all of the different mediums I use. Because that was another thing I didn't know. I didn't know that certain finishes are only good for certain things. Like there are acrylic finishes, there are oil finishes, there are um, pastel finishes or whatever. So I got one that covers almost everything except alcohol based marker. So we will see how that works. And I need to ask her, oh, I should have done that. I guess I could still call because I have a bunch of crayon on this one too. So I need to make sure that that finish will go okay over wax, I guess is what it is. So I got to ask her that. And I need to take more allergy medicine because my nose sounds awful. All right, guys. Well, this was a fun little hangout. I hope you enjoyed it. Hugs and kisses and birthday wishes for all of you whose birthdays are today. I don't know whoever's birthday's today. Okay. But yeah, drop me an email. If you said you were going to drop me an email, keep in touch. Join the crew down below. And buy my books, guys. If you want those chapbooks, they're only going to be available this month. And then after this month, there will be different ones available. And there's only a couple of those ones left. And at Cold Spear in the Desert, there's only one left. Off the Grid, there's only two left. Items of collection. You got to do it. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you. Thank you guys. All right, take care, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.